Okay, so we are going to talk about Pepper's training and how we can stay consistent at home. That way she follows the rules with you guys everywhere, inside and outside of the home. So we want to stay consistent with Pepper and reward the behaviors we like to increase the rate of those behaviors, and also correct the behaviors we don't like to decrease the rate of those behaviors. How we're going to do that is with the remote collar. So we can correct all unwanted behaviors with the remote collar along with the prong collar on walks. We are going to start by turning the collar on. So it has a little red dot right here. That is the magnet key that will turn on the collar. The matching magnet key is on the remote. It is off to the side right here. So if you look at the remote, the front, the antenna, it's the side with the antenna, and it is right on the side here. So we're going to touch the two together and it is going to turn the collar on. You're going to see a green light. You just have to give it a quick tap. The green light is on. That means the collar is on, charged, and ready to go. To turn the collar off at the end of the day, you do the exact same thing. You will touch the two together. So we're going to turn the collar on again, touching the two red magnets for a quick second. To see that green light, it is on, charged, ready to go. The remote does not have to be turned on to turn on the collar, but how we're going to do that, back here, we're going to push and hold the on-off button right in the center of the remote. Push and hold it. You'll see the screen light up and she'll have the number 20 along with the letter M and 1D at the top. So, or I'm sorry, 15, not 20. So Pepper is at level 15 out of 100. That's not too high, it's not too low. It's just enough to get her attention and to stop the unwanted behavior. This can change, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So we're going to pretend that my hand here is Pepper, and we are going to use the black S button on the remote. So right here, the black S button. S stands for stimulation. So we are going to stimulate her when she does the incorrect behavior. So let's say we're on a walk and she starts to pull ahead a little bit. We're going to mark the incorrect behavior with no, a calm, gentle no, follow through with a correction. So you're going to really push and hold down the button just for a second, and then repeat the command that you're wanting her to do. So no, heel. Let's say you're practicing come when called and she's sniffing, and you call her come and she wants to keep sniffing that area. No, come, and you ask the behavior again. So you're marking the incorrect behavior with no, following through with the correction, and then asking her to do the correct command so she can get the reward. So no, correction, command. That is how we're going to use the remote collar to follow through and have Pepper respect our commands at home. That way she doesn't just kind of blow off all of this training. She can do it, but you have to make sure you're consistent and follow through. The red button is a boost feature. We have not needed this for Pepper, but it will boost from 15 to 30. This is a pretty big jump. You would use this in situations where Pepper put herself in danger, or she's just really not listening, and again, she's in that dangerous situation. It's red for emergencies only. We have not needed this for Pepper even on her field trips. So it's just there if you need it, but you probably won't, but just in case. So for example, if she's running towards the road, you try and call her back to you and she doesn't come to you, you try level 15, doesn't work, you just immediately move to level 30 and get her attention back to you. On the remote right here, there is a T button. It is vibrate, so you can hear the collar. It will vibrate. You can use this later on down the road as a warning. Let's say Pepper's doing really good with her training, but she's starting to slip just a little bit and it's not quite correction worthy. You would just say, hey, no, you know, remember what you're supposed to do, whatever command you were practicing at that time. On the back of the remote, we have the on-off button again, but if we just tap it instead of pushing down and holding it, it will turn her collar into a flashlight so you can see her at night. Speaking of that, when you put the collar on, you want to make sure the light is facing outwards, because if it's down by her shoulder, you'll never see it. So up high on her neck, facing out, make sure to comb through her hair, that way it's fitting nice and snug. We have this quick snap, quick release, so that you can just snap it together, and it has this little bungee so it's not too tight for Pepper. This does have to fit snug. She can wear it all day, 10 to 12 hours a day, put it on first thing in the morning, take it off right before bedtime. She can go swimming with this on. She can get wet and everything. The only thing is, if she goes swimming and there's water underneath the collar, you need to take the collar off, make sure she is dried thoroughly, and then put the collar back on. Reason being is, if there's water trapped in her hair and it'll mix with the oils of her skin, it can create a bacteria which will lead to a hot spot or a skin infection. Also, the collar can be anywhere underneath her neck, anywhere over here. Every few days I would change the position of the box of the remote, that way she doesn't get a little sensitive spot right there. You can also ask your groomer if you want to kind of trim her hair short right there, but there are extensions in the box if we need them. So the little button back here switches from momentary correction to continuous. The difference is if I push and hold the correction button, the black S button, if I push and hold it, it'll just give that momentary correction. If you switch it to continuous, if you push and hold it, it'll correct the whole time. We just don't need that feature for Pepper, so you don't have to worry about this on-off button. So level 15 is working for her right now, but let's say in the future it's not enough or it's too much, we can unlock this dial. So this dial will adjust the level, but right now it is locked. You can't adjust anything. What you'll do is you will push down and hold the dial for a few seconds, and then the 1D will start flashing, and then you can see that you can turn the level down or up to your desired level. So if 15 isn't enough anymore, I would try 20 or 25, and then if that becomes too much, go back down to 15. You might have to adjust it a little bit because her tolerance for that discomfort can go up and down with her environment. So if she's at home and she's more distracted, then you might have to use level 20 or 25. So then you'll put it back at the level you need it at. So we'll go back to 15, and then we push and hold it, and it locks it back into place. So now it's at 15, it's not going anywhere. So that's all the features of the remote. It is rechargeable. Charging ports right there. This is also waterproof. Just make sure that little tab is closed. That way the electronics don't get wet. We'll turn this off. So we're gonna push and hold the button on the back until the screen is dark. We'll turn the collar off, little tap. The collar is also rechargeable underneath here. Make sure that's closed. Again, this is waterproof. So these little prongs right now are working great for Pepper, but if you want to grow her hair out longer than it already is, in the box here, we have these little extenders, so you can always change them out for these. And you have this little tool to help you change them out. It's just like a little screwdriver thing for them. We have her charger in the box, and then we also have the original strap that her collar came with. It's just a belt buckle style. I just find the quick release is a lot easier to put on and take off. We have the instructions here. So we have everything that you need if you need to go over the buttons again. We have those. This has a 2-year warranty. Just send an email to them and they will register your collar. So if anything happens in the next 2 years, you can get it replaced. Last thing we're gonna go over is her prong collar. So the prong collar helps us communicate with her when we're on walks. This is not to discourage from use of the remote collar. You still want to use that because the goal is to have her off leash. So the more you use the remote collar, the less you'll use the leash. But for right now, we need to help guide her just a little bit when there's distractions around. So how to take the collar off? We are going to go at the angle that the prongs are going. We're going to have our thumb push down, and then this hand is going to push up at that angle. That way it's nice and smooth. Then to put the collar back on, we're going to pinch this one, pinch one side in, and then it slips down. So to get it out, up at that angle. If you put it in like this, like up and over, it will not be complete and it's likely to fall apart. So you do have to pinch the prongs in like that. The leash attaches to this D ring, so it's like a flat D, it's not the circle one. How you will use it, the leash will attach to it. The leash should be nice and loose on all of your walks. If she starts to mess up on the heel, like walk too far ahead or start to try and pull you, no, pop and release along with the remote collar. Everything was taught on leash first, and then we teach it using the remote collar, so this is more familiar to her. But eventually we want to be able to fade out the leash, so we have to stay consistent with the remote collar, and this is going to help us do that with the leash. So her commands are heel, which means walk next to me on the left-hand side, nice loose leash. The leash should never be tight unless you're giving a quick correction, and it is a pop and release. It's not a pull. Sit means sit and stay until you're told free or heel. Down means lay down and stay until you're told free or heel. Place means stay on your elevated boundary until you're told free. We don't free from a distance. We always go back, good place, and free, or heel. And then come means you're over there sniffing or doing something and I call you back to me. It doesn't mean walk with me, that's heel. So come means come from point A to point B, and then leave it, don't eat anything off of the ground. These are her commands. You want to stay consistent, have fun, and now we're going to demonstrate her commands for you.
film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable. Interstate All Battery Center. I'm outrageously dependable. This is what we're going to consider. 25 or 41 minutes battery shield and batteries to most every application in stock. Welcome to the local research center in Mankato, Minnesota. I'm in the main building because it's hot and sticky outside. Really. And I'm looking out the window at fields planted with pioneers of advanced corn breeding technology. Pioneer brand Chrome. The breeders here are excited because Chrome technology works across more pioneer germplasm than previous herbicide plants. So at the same time you're getting strong pest protection, you're unlocking more yield potential. I've got air conditioning in Minnesota, so I'm good. The research center in Manhattan.
Good girl. Down. Good job. Down. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Good down. Free? Good job. Ready? Leave it. Good girl. Good job. Okay. Good job. Leave it. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. Okay. Free. Okay. Good job. Free. Place. Place. Good girl. Good place. 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 3. There we go.